Greetings, Afterlifers, and welcome to a first impressions look into All Will Rise from Speculative Agency. There is no release date yet from this game. This game is a part of Steam Next Fest. The River God, the river is a god, and they killed her. It's time for ordinary people to hold them to account. Manage your team, mix with ecoterrorists and godmen. Build your deck, follow leads, and find allies. Make your case and win the battle for the future. Basically, as they kind of explained to you at the beginning of the of this demo. Apparently corrupted billionaires have killed the river, so it's up to you to give the river justice. Apparently this demo is 3 hours long from what the devs have said. I could have misheard, but in order to prevent going over those 3 hours, we are going to play as much as we can and see how far we get. But anyways, y'all know the time is now. The place, the slouching. Shh, she's in the zone. The what? That's what she calls it, the zone? You two are not helping. Can we focus, please? Tomorrow is the most important day of all our lives. Well, the birth of my children is perhaps... sorry, please continue. Not just all of our lives, for all of Muziris? I want to make it clear that I'm gonna get the name pronunciation wrong. I do deeply apologize. Pronunciation is not my forte. Try not to sound like a full civilian in court. Just a suggestion. They both look tired, but what we're doing here, it's important. We spent 8 months convincing Muziri's High Court that the river Periyar deserves the right of legal personhood. Make the river a legal person. You have, I guess, 3 stats. Speculation. We'll probably learn more as we come along here. If we win, we could hold governments and corporations to account in a new way. Life returns to the river. Okay, hearsay. If we lose, then everything stays the same, and one day our dying river will be dead. And it all comes down to closing arguments tomorrow. I need to focus on one advantage that giving the river legal personhood has over the currently regulatory framework. I don't have time to explain them all in court, but I can't decide which claim I should make. Maybe you should go with your instincts, or you could be strategic and play to your strengths. Okay, so choose a claim that represents your Kulili's personality and capacities. This card will determine which emotion Kulili deploys in her closing argument tomorrow. Okay, so we have the right to sue, community, guardianship, guardianship, and the right to flow. And of course you have, you know, the descriptions of the eye, the heart, and the power symbol. So we have minds as detail oriented, cerebral, and detached. Hearts is compassionate, open-minded, and hedonistic. Guts is assertive, egotistical, but always ready for a challenge. Let's go with hearts. So there's a lot of replay value already, and I believe one of the genres here is. And one of the tags is no, actually there's no tag here for I don't know. Every time when I see a card game like this, it's like, is it roguelike? Do judges even have heartstrings to tug on? Sin 2 yawns magnificently and then immediately looks apologetic. I think that's how cute to get some rest. Also, love the flags in the background. Again, I love the art style. The art style is absolutely incredible. I'll see you all tomorrow in court, and remember, Kulili, all you have to do is win. Oh, so this takes place in India. Okay. I thought, for some reason, I thought it took place somewhere else, but no, this takes place in India. This case could set a legal precedent. Let the river protect itself. My hands feel numb. I can't remember a single line of my closing argument. Get yourself together. I turn to the crowd as someone in court. Shinju gives me a little thumbs up. Joy raises an eyebrow, and I feel a sudden sense of calm anticipation. Like Joy said, all I have to do today, okay, is win. Okay. Card battles. Card battles are the one core mechanics of All Will Rise. Play cards to tell stories and change your opponent's perspective. Oh, so this is a debate type of game. I remember there was a Koei Tecmo game called Romance of the Three Kingdoms 11, and there was this dual system. Well, it was also in Romance of the Three Kingdoms 10. But in those two games, you have this debate system, and you have to debate and challenge officers who are contemplating about joining sides, or they want to join you, but do you have the acumen to convince them? And how you proceed through those battles is if you make a more compelling argument, then their platform lowers, and as they get lower and lower and lower, I believe they have like 3-4 times before they before you knock them off of their pedestal, and they they admit defeat and they join your forces. A bit of a side conversation there. So it seems that All Will Rise would kind of change that. We'll kind of go for that style. This court was assembled 8 months ago to decide the fate of the river. This trial has attracted interest not only from our local community and press, but nationally, even globally. But let me assure you all that external pressure will have no impact on this court's judgment. And let us remind ourselves of the situation at hand and the facts already in evidence. The river's in danger. Okay, so what do I do? What do I do? We submit that the Periyar is being polluted with industrial runoff choked by sewage. Okay. This court accepts precarious state of the river Periyar. The causes of the situation have been proven to us. But what is the remedy? That is what we decide here today. I will now hear your closing argument. Playing claim cards. Connect claim cards to each other to tell stories. These cards are also affect emotional energies, minds, hearts, and guts. Find a claim that connects to the river is in danger in your hand and drag it onto the board. So basically, you have to find a card that's relevant. In this case, this one. Okay. If the river dies, the city of Muziris dies. Our history dies. We cannot allow this to happen. I yield my turn. Advocate, please continue. Telling stories. Connect the claims. Play the claims. You can only play claims that connect to claims already on the board. Okay. So, make the river a legal person. In this country, corporations have legal rights of personhood. They can enter contracts, sue for their rights, act independently. Is a corporation more of a person than a river? Is it truly more alive? Arguments. Our goals to achieve in card battles. Play cards to satisfy the unique requirements to make this argument. Tell a story that connects the river is in danger to life returns to Periyar. But facts alone will not convince your opponent. You must max out one of the judge's emotional energies. Okay, so how like basically one of these things has to one of these things has to basically disappear, right? The yeah, one of those energies. Okay, so existing laws allow us to levy fines on corporations who flout environmental standards. Last year, the court fined a corporation, RS 1000, for polluting a river less than the price of a kilo of ripe mangoes. We can discourage population and non-compliance without fundamentally altering our legal framework. is building towards an opposing argument. I should look for an opportunity to stop her from delivering it before my own argument is ready. This is the claim and she was last night. Community guardianship. This court talks of fines, but fines do not compare to corporate profits. We need entirely new instruments to protect the river. We will appoint community guardians to represent the river's rights. Decisions must be made by the people who are affected by them, people who depend on the river for survival, who have worshipped the river for generations. Our regulatory bodies are underfunded and riddled with corruption. We don't need new laws. We must give our institutions the capacity to enforce the ones we currently have. I have to find a way to stop them from making their arguments. Denial cards. Want to undo a card's emotional effect? Get in the way of an opposing argument? Use denial cards to negate low credibility claims on the board. This court has made empty promises about enforcement before. We refuse to accept this claim without more proof. Your objection is sustained. Continue your argument, advocate. Heart's on fire. Okay. As soon as I can sense it, this is my moment. I deliberately roused her empathy. Her heart is open to my argument. The existing laws have failed us. We need a hopeful new approach. Why should this court not lead the way? Not just for our river, but for all of India and indeed the world. I swear to this court, if you grant the Periyar the right of legal personhood, life will return to the river. We need a hopeful new approach. Your Honor, the time is now. The place is here. Let us make history in this courtroom today. The judge bangs her gavel into sudden silence. I'm ready to make my verdict. The light changes each mote of dust in the air seems to stop in suspense. It is no easy thing to challenge the very foundations of our legal system to enact an entirely new framework of rights. But advocate Cooley's compassionate arguments cannot be denied. I commend her sensitivity and heart. Rhetorical cards. These cards have game-changing effects which can be combined with each card. They don't end your turn, so play them before claims. Okay. Doubles hearts and effects of surrounding claims. Okay. The judge makes a legal truth out of what the people of Miseris already knows. From henceforth, the river Periyar is a legal person. Make the river is a legal person. That is wow, that is incredible. The tutorial is just so much breathtaking. Holy crap. We won. I hear Jordan is louder than all the others. We won. The world is changed for the better just a little bit because of us. Reality is more malleable than we think. I won't forget that lesson. 4 months later. We're halfway through the grand opening of the Resilience Tower when smoke pours over the horizon and the skies turn bright orange. Fire! Fire! The national conglomerate invaded my city is sadly not burning. No, wait, it's the water. The river is on fire. The river burns. Then reality tears open. The specters of the dead leap out of the water. Oil, slick birds, and pearl spotfish swarm amongst the horrified clouds. Mango trees wrench their roots up to escape the flames. I look around, but people are watching the blaze unbothered by the specters around them. There's oil in the water. Ah, it's an oil spill. Crowd whistles and sees. People are afraid, but we're also angry. We cannot stand by and watch the world burn any longer. The ghosts from the burning rivers litter up Resilience Tower, the dead of the ecosystem haunting their murderer. Throw my body into the furnace. I want us to all burn metaphorically. Of course, I have work to do in the morning. The municipal corporation office could use a new paint job in blood red. The mayor should should wake up to a reminder of his responsibility for this. I text my team. The river's on fire. Let's make them regret it. I speak for the river. My smile is a blade that matches the shape of my heart. Oh yes, this is going to be fun. Inappropriate joy. She's late. Bet she's hungover. Joy. She was probably up late making plans. Drowning her sorrows or getting into trouble. And who will have to clean it up? Us again. They both startle at my sudden arrival to the office and send them some papers flying. Good. I need them on their toes. I keep things interesting and you love it. Uh-huh. Told you she'd come and fired up. So what did you get up to last night, fearless leader? Professionalism is bourgeois and worse boring. Takes so much energy to wear a mask. In the interest of not incriminating anyone, I really can't tell you, but you should pass on by the corporation building on the way home. Joy groans and even Shintu looks a little pained. How did I end up surrounded with such rule followers? Emotional energies. You'll gain losers as you do missions, make choices, and play cards, building them to develop different aspects of Kulili's personality. Mine's is a detail-oriented, hearts is compassion, guts is assertive. Okay. Alright. And let's open a packet of biscuits. Open up too. Why not? We have a lot of work to do. How can this be happening? We won the case. So much for bringing life back to the river. Credibility updated. Look, this is a setback, but a setback. If the river really was a person, she'd be dead. Joy. No, Shintu. She needs to hear it. Yes, I do. Say that again, Joy. If the river was a person, she'd be dead. Happy now? Wait, she had that look in her eye. Since the river is legally a person, let's put the people responsible on trial for her murder. Can we really do that? Another court case. Why not? We have research, legal precedents, contracts. You see the vision, Shintu. I send a warning shot through every corporate boardroom in the world. Exactly, boss. I'm not your boss. We're a non-hierarchical workplace based on mutual cooperation and affinity. Whatever you say, boss. Resilience eroded the coastline. Changed the sea currents. Now the river's on fire. We need to stop their port expansion. Let's put the vice president of resilience on trial for murder. Trial for murder? First, we need to establish that the river is in fact dead. Okay. The river is dead. Yes, the river is dead. I mean, it's obvious to anyone's eyes. Yeah. The oil spill, we all saw it. Credibility spill. But where did the oil come from? We need to find out. The fire on the river was terrible, but the oil spill is a catastrophe in its own right. We should help the city-wide cleanup efforts, because it's an opportunity for us to win over allies. Joy, no, because it's the right thing to do. Exactly, right? But if we happen to build a little momentum for our murder trial while primarily helping people, then all the better. Also, people are flocking to a woman called Kotatavi. I know I butchered that name. I do apologize. Who claims she speaks for the river god. Oh really? And what's she selling? Face cream? A line of supplements? I'm not saying she doesn't have her own agenda, but we shouldn't get caught up in the court case that we forget our struggle against resilience is a spiritual one. Okay. So... Okay, wow. Wow. So we have 8 weeks to... So we have the team here, each of them with their own stats. And we can send either Joy or Shintu out. One of them, one is very, and you can like see the outcomes here, which is really nice. There's also like an accessibility option here that shows you predicted choice outcomes, never only negative, which is nice. And then there's a storyboard here, which is really cool. Yeah, there's a story mission here. There's another story mission here. There is a card encounter, and I'm assuming this is where we get like cards we can use in the court battle. against resilience. But already I can tell this is gonna be a fun game. This is gonna be a very fun narrative, like dialogue heavy game that you have to really pay attention to all the dialogue, all the conversations, right? And does the and the view log does that, which is really cool. So you can like recap what the characters are saying. The characters have their own little color boxes here. So Shinchu's green, Joy's turquoise, and Kuyili, which is us, is in pink. But yeah, no. This is great. This is awesome. So let's just do one. See what happens. Okay. Unclear. Can we send more? Oh, can we only send one at a time? I kind of figured that. And then yeah, unclear. We don't know if it's gonna be unclear or not. Okay, let's go. Hang on, what should I do? Oh man. Unclear. Ooh. Oh, so you have to send all your team members out. Okay. Okay, well, let's very likely there's no okay, there's like, can he just take a rest, or do we have to? Oh, they actually show you what missions they can do. That's actually really cool. Okay, so there's this risk reward. Okay. And as far as the sick of grows, my nostrils filled with weed smoke from an alcohol scented flowers left out too long. Over there, a pile of coals glowing red, waiting a show of abandoned devotion. Then sorry, and they're already in a trance. Drum drives the beat faster and faster until a silence opens up and Kotatavi steps into the light. Her face is ritually painted and her fingers flicker with flame. She begins to dance. River God is angry. Yeah, the river god is angry, alright. I am the river goddess. Okay. A false god has been invited into Muziris, and it's called itself resilience. As the natural new port is a temple to this god of greed. She plays the story out with her body, drawing audience members into unexpected roles, miming excitement, fear, lust, desperation with her painted face. Eating up the earth, changing the very currents of the sea, dirtying the air and fouling the water. A disrespectful entity, brash and vulgar, throwing nature out of balance. Resilience feast on my city, growing strong as I grew weak. They tried to burn me out by the heart of Muziris, even in death. Those who worship me, rise up against this false god. The crowd moans in fear, in ecstasy. We claim Muziris, or we will all burn. In card battles, conferences go back and forth for a limited amount of turns. Play rhetorical or denials first. You can play multiple per place claims last. They end your turn. Okay. So, alright. It is the light and an opponent that she dances close and rolls me into her embrace. We have to find a look to at horror and hold it joyous, yes? Perhaps you can, and I truly. I don't hear the end of the sentence because someone else catches her eye and she darts her way to deliver some vile proclamation, perhaps a rebuke. Okay. Doesn't matter where we put it, I guess. I mean, it kind of does. The sphere and influence, right? So it affects the cards in the sphere. Is the river vast Tavii is the river, a vast rushing roiling thing bearing all of us along in her rapids. Help me hold Resilience accountable for the oil spill. Even if you find proof, all the proof in the world, they have money and power on their side. The rich and powerful own reality itself. The truth doesn't matter. Okay. With a shout, Kotavii spins towards the lit coals, dancing across them like they're warm sand. The crowd roars in that moment. The river god is among us. We witness miracles. Are we the ones sucking the city dry in the name of shareholder profits? Are we eroding the coastline, stealing the livelihoods of fishermen and farmers? No. Resilience is the true criminal. No, I don't acknowledge the legitimacy of your court. You are not worthy. Trust. Build by doing mentions of building certain arguments and card battles. Building trust matters. People are more willing to talk to you and holds high trust unlocks more powerful rhetoric cards and overcomes some denials. So basically, you need a stronger deck to take her on, basically. Capitalism eats the world. Crisis. Capital doesn't. Kotavi's rolling becomes more frantic. Her eyes unfocused. There's a desperate abandon to her movements. You've been trying to protect the river for some time. Perhaps you need to rethink your methods. You sound like someone I know. You should introduce us. Sounds like I like them. Yeah. Funny you should mention that person. Fossil fuels destroys the future. You cannot. Okay, no more. Oh yeah, this is a very, very like. You are very proud of winning your court case, aren't you? As I hope. And all it took for you to realize the river was bursting into flames. Your legal drama is the definition of operation successful. Patient died. Oh wow. Oof. That was rough. And who exactly will be chosen as community guardian? Certainly not someone like me. You? Yes, probably. You can be controlled or fooled. Otherwise, will be bribed or intimidated. The system will never allow anyone. Yeah, this is a very big, like, oh man, you have to really bring it. Rishabhai Rai will not leave Muziris alive. Must be the CEO of. Tavine leans in closer and so close I can only hear her whisper. This world is horror, but I have become a horror too. Vicious insult. Your addiction to comfort makes you a coward. Out of turns. The night ends too early. Damn, there were more arguments I wanted to make, so much more I wanted to say. Ah, well, it takes patience to get to know people. I'll just come back at another time and try again. Okay, so we lost this one. Yeah, you have to really... It's Friday, but it's we can work over the weekends. These are just burned out and got back from medical leave. Joy is right. We have to pace ourselves. Done yesterday. Let me guess. People are bored, angry, and haven't been paid. Resilience has all but abandoned the migrant workers camp in the shipyard. I help distribute food parcels. Cool. Resilience has diverted construction workers to the oil spill cleanup, all wearing their shiny new uniforms. Looks like they're already running their PR campaign. Well, we'll have to be smarter than them. Wow. Okay, wow. Wow. Oh man, that was a lot. Yeah, obviously that didn't go as I hoped, but no, that as I said before, this game you have to really understand the cards you are playing. Sort of like the debate system I explained earlier from Koei Tecmo's Romance of the Three Kingdoms, 10 and 11. You can't just throw cards at the people that you're engaging in conversation with. For every argument they make, you have to counter it, and it has to make sense. That's why the tutorial was so in depth. To really show you like, hey, you can't just throw cards out there. You could probably, but chances are you will not win the debate so easily. If you can, then great, awesome. But just know that it's gonna be a long climb to that victory goal line. The story missions are the team missions are side quests. Don't really, you don't have to like play Joy or Shinto, but any of the story missions you have to play as Kulibi. Yeah, no, this game is definitely it will be very interesting. It's very interesting. It's not for me because yeah, that debate system in itself really gave me like I was really stressed out about the debate argument system. But the writing was very compelling. It was very compelling. It really felt like a debate. And just didn't like, and the devs didn't just throw it in there, which is awesome to see. But as I said before, you're gonna have to really, really understand the card system of this game. Otherwise, you're gonna really be stumbling over, and losing a lot, because you didn't really play your cards properly, and there's no save system either. So again, you have to kind of, you kind of have to really think carefully and very smart. If you love debating, this game is definitely for you. This game is definitely for you. The game is made for people who love persuasion and persuasion debates on the political, philosophical, and spiritual level, and it is shown here. Yeah, the devs have made a very compelling and incredible game, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. It's obviously not for me because, unfortunately, the game itself. Yeah, that was a lot. Maybe this accessibility option was what that was supposed to like show you, like, oh hey, like, or you know what? Let's just look at the accessibility option right now. Let's say unclear. So do that. Oh, okay. So I guess it's for like the card debates, the card battles. I wish they kind of explained that. But other than that, yeah, this is the deck builder system is incredible. The writing's incredible. The art is incredible. The debate system is something that people are who aren't in tuned with this kind of game. They're gonna have to get used to it. But I really appreciate that the game itself had that incredible, like, very thorough walkthrough of that tutorial level, and it just didn't do like, okay, here's 5 turns, we'll get it done in 5 turns. No, they went all the way, and they did an incredible job with it. Um, um, it's an incredible fun time. It's not for me just because with stuff like that, I obviously if my brain just it stops right at the door, and it's like, yeah, it's gonna get very, my brain gets very like stressed over, like, okay, did I play where should I put the card, where should I play the card, how I should play the card, is it the right card to play as? Even if the tutorial kind of explains it, it still was a big, like, I was really struggling against that, the um Kotavi, I was really struggling mentally because my brain was just overcharged, just trying to figure out like, okay, if I put this card here, what will be their counter argument, and so on and so forth. But yeah, Overall Rise, if you enjoy something like this, then go check it out.